In the heart of a bustling training courtyard, the afternoon sun cast a warm glow over the packed dirt ground, where fresh footprints told tales of recent bouts. The air was thick with the familiar smell of sweat and dust, clinging to the skin of the gathered students dressed in crisp white gi uniforms. They formed a tight circle, arms crossed, some perched on the edge of the yard, attempting to catch their breath after the grueling trials of the day. Scattered across their uniforms were signs of battle: poorly wrapped bandages, ragged breaths, and small patches of dirt that mirrored the determination etched on their faces. At the center, a figure stood firm. Lai. His single braid, which began at his forehead and flowed like a dark cord down his back, moved rhythmically with each deep breath he took. Clad in melon-orange tie-style fighting shorts, he exuded focus and poise. Opposite him stood his 10th opponent of the day, a mid-level student whose exhaustion was evident, yet he still tried to maintain a semblance of guard. With a calm demeanor, Lai stepped forward. Suddenly his opponent lunged, throwing a kick aimed at Lai's torso. But Lai's reaction was almost preordained. He pivoted effortlessly on his foot, executing a curved kick that halted just millimeters from the boy's forehead, leaving him frozen in shock. Lai then lowered his leg, transitioned smoothly, and struck the student in the stomach with a controlled impact, sending the young man crashing to his knees, gasping for air. A murmur rippled through the crowd. Again, one student whispered, while another remarked in awe, he didn't even need to hit him with the kick. Stepping back, Lai surveyed the circle, his calm exterior betraying a hint of frustration. Is this really the best this place has to offer? His voice, devoid of mockery, carried a weight of disappointment that hung in the air. Watching from the periphery, the school's master, a broad man with a military haircut and a prominent jaw, observed the scene with a complex mix of pride and resignation. Beside him stood a visitor, in a simple blue jacket, who had watched the encounter in silence until curiosity overcame him. "Are you his instructor?" he inquired, his voice calm yet probing. The master chuckled softly, his eyes trailing to Lai. "I was for a while, but that boy, he's reached a point where a normal school can't offer him much anymore." The visitor raised his eyebrows in intrigue. "That good?" With his arms crossed, the master continued, "It's not just technique, it's the way he learns. Once he grasps a concept, repetition loses its value for him." Glancing back at Lai, who was now helping his fallen opponent to his feet with a display of respectful composure, the visitor asked, "Are his abilities natural?" The master pondered for a moment before answering, "He's always been different. From the first day, he learned movements so quickly that the other students looked like they were progressing in slow motion." The visitor, intrigued by the boy's potential, proposed, "Would you mind if I tested him myself?" Curiosity danced in the master's eyes as he regarded the visitor and Lai. "I doubt he'll refuse." With a confident stride, the visitor approached the center of the courtyard, the students parting instinctively to make way for him. Lai looked up, curiosity sparking in his eyes. "Lai, correct?" the man asked. "Yes," came the reply. "My name is Dimiter Roukov." The name awakened a distant memory for Lai. "The Greco-Roman fighter?" Dimiter offered a faint smile. "Something like that. You must be tired," he remarked, observing Lai's poised stance. Lai shook his head, a spark of determination igniting within him. "I can keep fighting." With that, Dimiter shed his jacket, assuming a simple stance. "Then show me what you've got." Lai attacked first with a swift kick aimed at Dimiter's torso. To his surprise, Dimiter intercepted the leg with finesse, and using the momentum, executed a classic Greco-Roman throw that sent Lai crashing to the ground, dust rising in a cloud. Gasps echoed from the surrounding students, but Lai quickly rolled and sprang back to his feet, a grin breaking across his face. "Interesting," he said, admiration evident in his tone. As they resumed their stances, the two fighters exchanged blows and grapples, speed meeting technique, in a dance of athleticism. Breathless yet exhilarated, Dimiter asked, "Tell me something, Lai. Why do you challenge fighters from so many different schools?" Lai, dodging another grab, replied, "Because I want to see how far I can go." Dimiter's eyes narrowed with interest. "How far do you want to test your abilities?" Lai executed another kick, which Dimiter blocked with precision. "Until I find something that forces me to improve." The fight escalated, neither competitor managing to dominate, both breathing heavily as they assessed each other. Finally they stepped back simultaneously, panting but smiling in mutual respect. Looks like what we have here is a technical draw, Dimiter declared, extending his hand. Lai nodded, understanding the significance of the moment. Dimiter collected his jacket, his expression shifting to something more serious. I have a group, he said, pausing to gauge Lai's reaction. People who seek the same thing you do. Fighters who refuse to settle for what a single school can teach them. Lai's eyebrows knitted together in curiosity and confusion. And what exactly do you do? Dimiter simply shrugged, a small smile playing on his lips. That you would discover if you decided to join. With that, he turned to leave, his figure retreating from the courtyard as Lai stood rooted to the spot, watching him go. For the first time in a long while, Lai felt a stirring within him, an invitation to a journey he had yet to comprehend, and the tantalizing uncertainty of what lay ahead.